be a tutorial for the fabled Iron Blade Whispers. This is not a fight that I would suggest for anything below intermediate. This is very easily a advanced strat, and I would not suggest it for anyone lower than advanced. I will try and explain this to the best of my ability, but I am human, and this is very hard to explain. I'm going to be doing a little bit of setup, and then I'm going to be explaining some stuff. So that's correct. Cloud's HP up for HP up for magic. Magic for this. Then we want Skill Master for Wind, which happened already. Barrett's Wind for Steadfast, which is correct. Barrett's Lightning for Revival, which is correct. Then that Lightning for Magnify, correct. Cleansing for Revive, correct. And Steadfast and Refill. Okay. The other thing is, I believe you need to be on Assist. So, let me fix that. Iron Blade into Hard Edge, no. So that's correct. Refocus, Steadfast, and HP up. It would just be this ATB Stagger. Refocus would not be here. Steadfast would not be here. So I'll show you how this would normally look. Cloud would not have Steadfast. He would have Time and Warding because of Genova. Tifa also would have had Time and Warding, but you can cut those for Steadfast, HP up, or any other such setup. So I also need to make sure Cloud is on Iron Blade, and we're not going to re-equip stuff. We want to have double magic up to make this fly. And Aerith is actually going to do enough damage without it, so we have her set up a little bit different. We also want to make sure to take Chain Bangle off and put it on Tifa. Whenever you're doing self-destruct stuff, you want to be on Force Bracelet or lower. I'd say Force Bracelet's the best because you should have multiple by the time you get done doing your runs. Or getting ready. So we're going to also put on Blade Burst. We're going to put a limit here, Ascension. We're going to go into Self-Destruct, and we're going to go into Braver. Barrett, we're going to leave on Point Blank. We're not actually going to be regen Magnify because Cloud is going to die a lot. So the regen will keep falling off over and over again. True Strike, Dive Kick, Somersault, Star Shower, correct. Soul Drain, you want to make sure you have your Uga spells here. Or Gus spells, whichever. This is mainly for Sephiroth, not so much for the Whispers. You can do pretty much any spell casting you need through the Whispers. So we're going to try and just set this up as best we can. So the reason Self-Destruct is better for this fight isn't a level of consistency that it has. It is a vector that will speed up the first two phases, and it leaves Cloud with high enough magic damage that he can do a lot of slick stuff in the later phases and rip through the enemies pretty quick. The ATB is pretty shit here, so I'm going to start with ATB boost. You can choose to not ATB boost, but I'd say if you have 1500 or less ATB, you want to use ATB boost. So we're going to start here by rolling up to red. We're going to self-destruct, switch to Barrett, overcharge, and we're going to refocus Tifa. The refocus isn't needed, but that's the way I do this fight. It will leave Tifa with 3 ATB, and if you downgrade her limit, she'll have Somersault, and you'll be able to use that relatively quickly, shortly. It's not optimal, because you will have to go out of your way to switch back to Dolphin Flurry for Sephiroth, but you have to go into your menu anyway for Sephiroth, so we're going to self-destruct, switch over to Barrett, overcharge, and limit refocus Tifa. Now we want to switch over to Cloud here and finish off red. Okay, now we're wanting to attack yellow here to build up ATB. Want to make sure we get at least one going. And then Barrett need to Kiriga everyone. Okay. Now we're going to run this out to get some ATB and guard. Our ATB isn't perfect, but that's also very much to be expected. You see how much quicker these phases transition than they do with the standard hard slash or hard edge counter stance. It has to do, like, the simplest way to put this is you don't use too much ATB and you hit hard enough. And you don't multi-hit. Like, there's a lot of really, like, Somersault can do this, but for the most part, we're going after self-destruct. So right here, we're actually not going to do Punisher stance. We actually want to just go over to this, SD, and not worry about red. So now we're going to come over here and Star Shower yellow to make sure he's in hit stun so that Barret can arise Cloud without being attacked. Okay, well, good enough. If Cloud's up, we're fine. Alright, so now the phase transitions happened. So the Star Showers there will pummel yellow to the point where we can make sure Arise gets off. You can always take some swings at this to build some ATB. If you ATB boost in the beginning, your ATB should not be recharged by the time you get here. So you can hang on to it if you would really like to. What we're going to do, though, is Somersault. I'm going to want to guard right here to keep Red in a position where Tifa can hit. And then we'll Blade Burst as well. Okay, Tifa, I'm going to need you to come over here. And... into Star Shower. So we're going to stick on Tifa here to make sure that he is targeting Tifa. Okay. Once that happens, the main Whisper will stop trying to attack. And you can kind of see already that, like, I'm in a really tight spot right now. I very much screwed myself over with this ATB. I need to build more ATB with Cloud to the point where I have two. So I really... This is one of the issues that you can run into. I pushed this phase too fast, so now I'm going to have to figure out how to build ATB in the next fight. Normally, you want to make sure Cloud leaves here with either 2 ATB or 1 ATB so that you can ATB boost. What we're going to have to do is a more jank strat, where I'm going to try and get Cloud to kill. Basically, this fight can be very fluid if you're a little bit too aggressive with your playstyle. And that's what I was. I was way too aggressive with my playstyle there. The Blade Burst should not have happened. I should have been building ATB and then progressing the phase. At least after getting a full bar. I should have let anybody else push the phase as well, because it doesn't matter who kills. It just matters who does commands and who staggers the Whispers. So we're going to fire off Ascension here. And then we're going to go for a little bit of a YOLO here.
How do we stop these things?
We're going to ascend the other one and then Max Fury with Barret and hopefully push through a immediate stagger on blue. This will unfortunately... Okay. So Barret got that stagger and now blue is dead. Cloud killed him instantaneously, so now we got to deal with yellow. We'll just overcharge yellow here. Okay.
Get ready.
And then we're gonna counter stance this, because that'll push him into a vulnerable phase pretty quick. Alright, so I am gonna have to build a bar here on both the characters. I need you to SD. You absolutely have to be on Barret in this situation. If you are not on Barret, you cannot cast Arise fast enough to get Cloud back up. So, if you have to, self-destruct through the tactical menu with Cloud. The reason I had to self-destruct is, you see that limit right there? I need that on Bahamut. If I didn't have this chunk of limit, I would not be able to get a attack on Bahamut. My limit is very close to being full. If I put Chain Bangle on, it really doesn't change much. This fight right here, do not use counter stance. Do not use any commands. Punisher counter red 3 times. If you do anything other than that, you're going to screw up the damage values, and you're going to regret a lot.
I say we split up.
Just, you're going to regret your decisions. So just roll up in here and counter stance red boy. Basically, this is a monkey see, monkey do strat. There's very little room for variance unless you're going to sit there and experiment and find new routes. If you need help with this, make sure to ask in the Discord. Myself, Strife, or Durend all are pretty experienced with this route. I'm also going to Cura with Tifa on Cloud to eliminate some of his damage. It also will set up a Skillmaster loop, so that the next thing she does will trigger Skillmaster. Also going to Ascend at this point because there's going to be auto lock on. What I'm going to do here is lock on 2, and then I'm going to charge Tempest, wait till Bahamut lays down, Tifa uppercut parry a couple of times, into Star Shower, into Star Shower. Also, you should stay on Tifa in that scenario to make sure that
I'm through with you.
she will, oh, that's interesting. Okay. Alright, so this should kill. Oh, that's really obnoxious. That might actually screw up the HP values. You need to be careful about Blade Burst. What you're trying to do is weakening the blue and yellow one, but if you over-damage, they'll come back with their full HP bar, so... I think I over-damaged both of them, like, really bad, to the point where they're going to get a full refill. This is the other major time save in this strat, using Blade Burst to get a ton of extra damage. Okay.
Let's do this. That's that. See ya.
Okay. So as you can see, that's what you're aiming for, is to get them with max HP. If you think that the Blade Burst might reset their HP, change your angle to make sure Blade Burst will only hit red, or Rubburn, depending on how you want to put it. This next one, we're going to give to Aerith, and that will put us in a good position. So we're going to come over here, Thundaga, and wait. So Aerith will get the stagger, Cloud will self-destruct, and we'll switch back to Tifa. There you go. So now, we're pretty much done with the fight. And this specific setup will guarantee us Aerith in Phase 3, and Tifa in Phase 2, and Barret in the final cutscene. So it's this is a very technical setup. Alternatively, you could hold on to Dolphin Flurry instead of Somersault and use it here. Actually, you need to do Thunder. And now we are into Sephiroth. I'm going to go back and show this another time because this fight isn't exactly easy. First. I'm just going to head right back into the breach and do it again. Start the timer this time. Keep in mind... Yep. Keep in mind that, okay. I saw a bug earlier where when I went to go reset, it asked me which battle I wanted to start from. I think I glitched out the load point. So we're just gonna do the same thing, ATB boost here. You can hold on to ATB boost or always burn it here, unless you, like, absolutely don't need to use it. It's a matter of preference on what you prefer to do. So we're gonna do this again. Like I said, this is a much quicker fight, but it also is much more risky. At some point, if you want to have a very, very competitive time, this is a good fight to pick up and can help out a lot. in saving you 1 to 2 minutes, depending on how you execute it over your previous runs. So it's up to you whether you want to go this route. But be aware that this can end your run very easily with just a few misinputs or mismenus. SD, switch over to Barret, overcharge, and refocus. So if you do it right, red should be in a downed state, so you can take care of him. Make sure to not attack blue directly. Okay, Kiriga, everyone. Oh, that really stinks. I could have moved, but you kind of see that's why you need to position Cloud in specific spots, because he'll get flung back there. If you position him into the spot where the game is going to fling you, you can usually get flung the opposite direction towards where you want to be immediately. So, it's a pretty nice trick to learn. That can be used no matter what version of the fight you're doing. That's part of the reason why some runners will disengage and move on. So my ATB isn't as high as I would like, so we're going to just block everything into self-destruct, into Tifa. Where's Tifa? Into Star Shower. Arise Cloud. So I also have assist on Tifa, so I could theoretically build ATB with her. We're gonna hold off on the. We're gonna hold off on the healing for now. You can heal there if you want, but there's a decent chance that Barret's gonna get slapped in the back of the head. So as you can see again, ATB boost is still not recharged. You'll never have an ATB boost recharged, even if you use it at the very beginning. Unless you sandbag on your self-destructs, which I would not suggest doing. The whole point of this is to save time, and that ATB boost will not be a major factor in that. So we're going to Star Shower with Tifa. Into Somersault. She's probably going to whiff. Yeah, I had a feeling that would happen. Barret, Kiriga. Triple Star Shower should work here. Luckily, it doesn't matter at this point.
I'm through with you.
Oh, that's really funny. Okay. Okie dokie. Cloud's HP is fine here. Tifa's ATB is good. I could heal Cloud if I wanted to. I just want to make sure he has roughly enough ATB. So that was kind of a YOLO. You really want the, what you should do if you're going to do Somersault, don't try and buff it with Star Shower. I just wanted to show that off. You do not do that, because that shit will happen. It will always fucking miss, and you will lose out on your ATB and your fucking limit. Just raw Somersault. If you want to use Dolphin Flurry, you cannot use Refocus, but I find Refocus is more useful because of her ATB assist, so that it gives her multiple ATB to play with, so that I can fire off more commands, because she doesn't have the bonus damage from Berserk. So being able to triple Star Shower will usually meet the damage requirements no matter what scenario. You can try and Somersault and do some other creative stuff, but red is probably my worst phase by far with this fight.
Damn it. How do we stop these things?
So we're going to do the same thing again here, and just Max Fury Blue, and let Cloud kill immediately.
Nothing personal.
Or I'll do that. Oh, that's actually really bad. That's extremely bad.
Check out this shit right here.
I'm pretty sure I know how this works. Yeah, only one of them will get hit. This is really obnoxious, honestly.
Got some fight left in you.
All right.
Ugh.
This won't take long.
Into counter stance. That should be enough to push. Come on.
That's that.
All right, there we go. Blade burst. So this phase can be really stupid. If yellow and blue group up like that, you want to stagger the blue one with Barret. That's what I was going for, but I got shot before I could start the Max Fury. Very unfortunate, but that's how this goes sometimes. So the reason I'm not using Regen Magnify is it'll wipe off of Cloud every time he dies. So it's not worth anything. The reason I'm not putting Gauder on Cloud is so that he has Berserk to upgrade his SD damage to the point where I need it to be. So Gauder Dummerung lives on Tifa for these two fights, this and Sephiroth. But we've recovered again. Phases 3 and 4 are kind of like can be really jank, but the phases 1 and 2 are pretty straightforward, and these final phases are pretty straightforward. There's a lot of different ways to handle both the phases. I would suggest watching other people's videos and what they do in runs, and finding what works for you. As long as you can watch a couple of the different runs if possible, see if they've got multiple highlighted runs, and just watch the different whispers and see which one they say are good and which ones they say are bad, you know what I mean? Because Whispers is a pretty fluid fight that has a lot of stupidity in it. Just notice this blocked damage right here. And remember, do not counter stance. So we're going to cure a Cloud with Tifa. And that will put her in a Skill Master loop coming up very shortly. So we're going to do an Ascension here again on Bahamut. You can kind of do it whenever you want, whether you get targeting or not. I'd say just the sooner the better. And like I said before, hold on to a Tempest here, wait till he flattens out, and then Star Shower with Tifa. Okay. Then we back up here, Blade Burst. Want to make sure you get that Blade Burst off before Red can do anything to you. Then in this case, oh, you've got to stop being such a pain in the butt. Are you kidding me? This is so unlucky. Ugh. Unbelievably unlucky. This is why I would definitely not suggest this, because of stuff like this.
Go for it.
Raise Cloud. That should get off. I'm hoping it does. It probably just got screwed over. This is the reason, right here. This is why I don't suggest doing this to beginners, because you can very easily get hit by a bunch of bullshit attacks that you have zero control over. Getting hit by a lightning bolt and then that yellow ray is a bunch of like stuff. That's the problem with. Are you fucking with me? You're absolutely serious about this, huh?
Shake it off.
Can you fight?
This is why I suggest the A to B boost.
Got it? I'm waiting.
And that is why that fight thing is bullshit. No idea who did what. I have no idea what's going on right now. Self-destruct. So, Tifa's got a limit, so we're good to go. I'm just gonna let Aerith down this dingus. So yeah, this is why.
We did it.
This fight can easily spiral out of control. That in a way that's not your fault. I believe Blizzica?
Buckle up. That's it.
That's what I thought the case would be. Into somersault.
Firing. Now's your chance.
Nice. So we hit HP cap there. So unfortunately, that second hit didn't do squat. No matter what I do here, I'm not going to do enough damage because Tifa's on Metal Knuckle. So I'm going to have to just wait. So if you do screw up your damage values, you basically are going to have to do it this way.
Think so.
Can't really do anything right now. I got to wait for him to come in. Normally you would just cast Thunder, but with the amount of HP I'm seeing, it's literally impossible.
Go on.
I just...
Heads up. Enough.
That should be enough, yeah.
That's it.
Are you just gonna die anytime soon, or just not at all? Yeah. So, what I could have done there was kill with Aerith, but what you don't realize is that's going to lose you way more time. Getting Aerith early in Sephiroth is untenable, no matter what you do. Alright, so we'll do this one more time, and I'll try and show you... But this is a really good example of why not to do this. You either grind this out to the point where you can recover to BS RNG, or you stick with a better strat that's safer. Okay. I was checking something because I had this weird fight once where I opened the reload menu and it said reload before this fight or first fight, and I selected first without really thinking about it, and it was on this fight, not the Sephiroth one. You can roll through these segments if you want. I mean, it's towards the end of the game. If you want to save those little bits of time, go ahead. But these cutscenes are completely on a timer, so you can't do shit about it.
You're alive.
Happy to see me.
What?
Wouldn't go that far.
So that thing. That's a whisper too, huh?
Looks a lot more like an arbiter of
So
fate.
one last round, and we will be done. But I think that second fight kind of shows off why you're better off not fucking with this. This is honestly pretty dicey stuff to be doing at the end of a run. If this was earlier in the run, I wouldn't discourage it nearly as much. But considering it's the second to last boss, and your execution basically has to be on point, I find that it's not a reasonable request. You can kind of use whatever weapon you want on Barret. It doesn't matter. Kidoki, Barret, Kiriga, everyone. Like I said before, you can have Chain Bangle on Cloud, but I want to drive home the point of how dangerous this really is. Chain Bangle is a very minute difference, but it very much shows that, like, even that 40 damage defense, worrying about that or your HP is pretty crazy, honestly. I think you could actually up your HP and add Chain Bangle, since you're going to self-destruct twice per limit, but I'm not 100% certain on that.
Going all out.
Switch over to Tifa.
I got this.
So once again, we want to make sure that we stop this guy right here. And Barret, Arise, Cloud. If you can, you want to get Barret's Arise in much sooner.
This time.
There. It's on you.
That's hilarious. Alright, I'm lucky that Kiriga got input. But like I said, if you ATB boost right off the bat, you will never, ever have it here. So it's your choice. I'd say if your ATB has been as bad as mine has, it's not that bad of an idea. If you can get an ATB here, you want to Blade Burst this next phase. It's very hard to get that ATB, though. Just do not use the limit here. Just remember that. Somersault.
Giving it my all.
And that should Star Shower into Star Shower. Alright, Tifa!
All set.
10 out of 10. That's the problem, is the AI is pretty stupid in this game. Okay.
Give him hell, okay?
So I wanted to build up Tifa's ATB there. We're going to be self-destructing again, so now my ATB is actually correct this time. We're going to be aiming to overcharge the other Whisper. Yeah, it's, I need to get used to using Dolphin Flurry here. It'll save me a menu. But I think also the refocus strat right here kind of drives home.
What the hell did I
Even if you're using refocus as a safety mechanism, so you have additional A to B on Tifa, so that you can heal and revive much more readily, still doesn't help. I would like to use refocus. I tried seeing if I could get Dolphin Flurry, but you just can't get it. That extra 350 is too hard. If Tifa kills, I guess, a couple of Whispers, it would be reliable. Not 100% though. I do normally get kills, but not, But yeah, Strife, the guy who kind of more so pioneered this current version of this strat, was chiming in saying that this is not, refocus is really not that good on Tifa.
Gotta give it my all.
Could you not, though? Ugh. There we go. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's just it's a issue from my initial route, Arise Cloud.
We still got a job to do.
Let's do this. See ya. It's over.
Double Max Fury. This phase I'm not very good at. There's a much better way of doing this if you give Barrett the blue stagger, but I've been having a lot of issues hitting it. This phase is probably the one I would ignore what I do and watch anybody else's videos but mine. The red phase is very easy if you just Dolphin Flurry. It'll pretty much put down red on its own, so you don't have to worry about it. I'll actually probably teach myself the Dolphin Flurry fight right after I finish this last little bit of the video. Practice it and then do Sephiroth after.
Them again.
Kind of want to play Master Duel because I really want to just like chillax, but whatever.
I say we split up.
Let's see here.
In that case, Ultra Big Boy is all mine.
But yeah, this fight is just not... It is good, it is fast, but I do not think it's something you should start out using. Come back to it later once you understand the fight a little bit better, at best. This is like the only thing that Refocus offers, but it doesn't really matter either. Yeah, Skill Master. Triggers anyway. The only thing that it gives me is full ATB here. If I was on anything else, it wouldn't, because I wouldn't be able to poke Air Tempest, wait for him to land, Star Shower, into Star Shower. Okay, switch over to Cloud. Once again, we want to Blade Burst before... Okay. Oh, you mother fluffin' bag of crap. Are you serious?
Say goodbye.
I fucking hate this fight, dude. This is why you don't do this. This is literally why you don't do this shit. Because bullshit like that. And I'm dead. There we go. I really could not stress how awful this is.
Shake it off.
Are you fine? Fuck off.
Let's finish this. Go for it.
Bags of shit. Ugh. Now just imagine this happening at the end of your 4.5+ hour run. For a newer runner, I'd say this would be at the end of about 6 to 7 hours. So I cannot in good conscience suggest this, because it's a very easy way to lose a shit ton of time over literally nothing. Oh, great, Thunder got twice, I guess.
Gotcha. Come on. Yeah. Too bright. Get him. Okay. Yeah. It's nothing. There. That's it. Aha. Eric, now's your chance.
Good lord. I had to go out of my way there to make sure Aerith got the kill so that she would show up in phase 3 for Sephiroth. This is why it's... I mean, and this is like a good example of, like, without refocus, I'd be refucked right now, to be honest.
What the hell?
So we're going to Star Shower, and you should be Arrow God.
Watch out for high winds.
Of course, the one attack. The one fucking attack. And we're gonna get her. Hey, guys! You like violence? I feel like having a lot of violence right now. So this means you would get, I'll show you.
You asked for it. Mind backing off a bit?
I decide my destiny.
So now, you would get Aerith in the final fight, which means your speedrun's already over. Unless you have a different strat that you can do. So I mean, you could practice for a different fight, but see, 1 out of 3 of these actually went correct. Some of it has been me misinputting, but you can very easily, you must remember that this
One's for you.
comes at the end of at least 5 hours of gameplay, if not more.
One more shot.
And the only way you could stop this from happening is by having revival on Tifa or Aerith.
Fate is not.
This fight is fucked. So yeah, I cannot suggest doing it. You can get through the fight, but I wouldn't ever suggest to a newer runner to do this.
Ready?
I might not even make this video public, to be honest, because this is a very... yeah, I probably only make it linkable through the other video. This won't be a public one, yeah. I had a glitch once where that, for whatever reason, it allowed me... It said restart before or first. So that'll be the end of that. We're gonna put this away.